Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at basically the TEQ Perfect Cell and how good he is after his Super Extreme Z Awakening. Now TEQ Perfect Cell looks pretty solid. I really think the Extreme Super EZAs have been really good. I do want to mention that unfortunately for him, his best linking partners, other cells, aren't really at the standard meant for a lot of hard content. So your best bet is to link him up with more of a Boo or Harudagon or even a Bojack type character, as you'll have more benefit there. Less links, but more benefit. For the purpose of this video though, I'll be linking him up with a good linking partner. TEQ type Key +3, HP attack and defense 70%, recovers 10% HP on his super, which is pretty good. We're going to talk about hidden potential system. So obviously it's difficult to say because of what you may want, but if you look at this passive, he creates AGL to TEQ key spheres. He also creates rainbow key spheres. He gets key per rainbow key sphere, not so necessary. He has a 20% flat damage reduction and critical hit rate, and he launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. So right off the bat, we're looking pretty good. If there's a super class enemy, he gets further damage reduction, so now up to 40% in total, and reduces the enemy's attack. When there's another extreme class ally attacking in the same turn, he gives all allies defense of 40% and an increased crit rate of 20%. So this is pretty good, meaning he's got 40% crit chance already. For every key sphere obtained, he has attacking defense of 50%, which is huge. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, he gets additional crit and damage reduction. So what this means is Cell, if he's facing a superclass enemy, can have 40% damage reduction and another 50% potentially if he acquires 5 rainbow key spheres. Very unlikely, by the way, but still. You're probably going to see him against super enemies average around 70% damage reduction, which is pretty good. Top that off with the fact that he will always pretty much be associated with an extreme class ally, which means Cell could be sitting in a situation where he has a very solid amount of critical hit chance. One rainbow key sphere will give him essentially 40%. So what this means is that with Cell, we want to focus on mainly additionals, due to the fact that this is going to allow him to augment both his damage and also allow him to recover more HP. And we can consider giving him evasion, because whatever's left over, giving him evasion will give him some added defense. 70% ranging from 50 to 90% damage reduction is pretty good for Cell, but you also have to remember that it's not guaranteed. So giving him some additional evasion is definitely something that's quite helpful. All in all, Cell is a good character. He is a good Super EZA, very similar in nature to Buhan, who I think was an exceptional Super EZA. The big difference with Cell is that at this point in time, firstly mine is not rainbowed with level 10 links like my Buhan, so you can't get 57 million, but Cell has all the same capacity to do so. The big difference between him and Buhan is mainly right now linking partners. Buhan as a unit ultimately has quite a few good linking partners. The Martian Power team is in a good space, whereas Cell is openly competing on the Planetary Destruction team pretty much solo. That doesn't mean that Cell's not good. Both him and Buhan are essentially fundamentally the same thing, but Cell is a little bit different because he gains his health back on his super, whereas Buhan gains it at the end of turn and per key sphere, and also their support style is different. So Cell is based on having extreme units in your rotation or facing superclass enemies, whereas Buhan is a little bit less restricted. Buhan, for example, can have 66% damage reduction facing anyone, whereas Cell does have that 20% locked against super. All in all, I think they're both very good. You can see this 2-dupe Cell hitting 28 million attack stats. That is pretty good by my estimate. Throw on top of that he's not Big Bad Bosses level yet, and also that more dupes are huge for Cell as a unit, and I think overall you'll find that he looks pretty good. For me especially, I think he's a very solid character. The big shame for Cell is just that he doesn't have the perfect linking partner like Burhan does, but I think overall Cell is still really exceptional. Where he'll shine is basically functionally as the same thing as Burhan. He's on Planetary Destruction, which is great. He is on, obviously, Worldwide Chaos, which is fine. He's in on Transformation Boost. He is, obviously, on Full Power. So he suits a couple more interesting categories than Burhan does. And, obviously, he's a big buff. In future, hopefully, when they start to buff out the androids and the Android Cell Saga again properly. So he's a good unit. Definitely really solid. Nice and future-proof with that high level of damage reduction. Little bit tied to only having, you know, the 20% or that extra 20% against super units, but overall still a really good unit. So yeah, I think we're really solid. All in all, I'm very happy with Cell. I think he's exceptional in terms of obviously his links. Big Bad Bosses #1. Key is not super important, but Big Bad Bosses, if you can get it, is great. Fierce Battle is probably the only other real link you can get on a team consistently, and maybe something like Messenger from the Future, Revivals potentially there. Attack of the Clones and Ultimate Lion Form are very Cell-tied links right now, and Kamehameha is going to be very hard to get from pretty much any super or any extreme-based team, but it is still possible. With that being said, that is pretty much everything you need to know. So let me know if you have any issues, and otherwise, let me know how you think Cell does. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, that's it from me. Bye.